Hey everybody, Ace Liam here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome back to another episode of MetroMania. For those who aren't aware, MetroMania is an ongoing 16 Pokemon metronome-only double battle tournament to determine the MetroMania Champion, and this season has been all about Pokemon that are born in the Galar region. If you're already into MetroMania, you're a big fan, and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button. Let's go for 1,000 likes on this episode of MetroMania if we can. Hit subscribe if you're new so you never miss an episode, and please share this series with as many people as you can. And while you're at it, don't forget, use code ACE to save yourself some money on G Fuel. Oh, you can guess what this is, can't you? Because I'm wearing the same clothes as last week's episode, so I'm clearly recording these in bulk. That's right, it's Golden Apple Pear. Pat yourself on the back, get over to G Fuel, and you can order some. Code ACE. Now the quarterfinals, believe it or not, are already halfway finished, but that means something very important. It means we've got 2 more quarterfinals to go, and this is one of them. It's quarterfinal 3. But before we get into today's battle and find out who's going on to the semi-finals, let's have a look at those lovely, beautiful, the images need updating because like new Sugimori artworks come out, but all important brackets. In last week's episode of MetroMania, Grimmsnarl wiped the floor with Orbeetle. Orbeetle did show a little bit of heart, but it just wasn't enough to take down the big evil imp that is Grimmsnarl. It was absolutely fantastic. Definitely go back and watch it if you haven't already. We have one semi-final set up. We have Toxtricity versus Grimmsnarl, but semi-final 2 needs to take shape, and we start off with Alcremie versus Appletun. So here we go, Alcremie and Appletun, arguably probably the cutest MetroMania battle we're going to have this season. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. We see everybody on the field ready and raring to go. What's going to happen? I've got absolutely no idea. I'm watching this at the same time as you. What part of this aren't you getting? So here we go. Shiny Alcremie will start off this quarterfinal bout. As we see, it goes for Topsy-Turvy, and that is going to fail. So now it's time for regular Alcremie to try and pick up the slack where its partner left off. Going to go for Stomping Tantrum to start off with on which of the Appletun there. It's going to be on the regular Appletun for a little bit of not very effective damage. Over to the Appletun team for their first moves of this quarterfinal. Regular Appletun is going to go for Twister, which does not affect either of the Alcremie there, so that is a wasted move. Over to Shiny Appletun. Is anyone going to do anything this round? We see Skull Bash coming out, so it's going to tuck in its head, raise its defense by 1 stage, and get ready to attack on the next turn. Alcremie, beware. So only the regular Appletun there taking any damage in that first round, but we got plenty more action to come in this battle, I would imagine. Here is the shiny Alcremie, who is going to go for Acupressure, and which is going to be on, it's going to be on itself. And it's going to raise its, let's see, attack stat by 2 stages. That's going to be a little bit scary. An Alcremie with an attack stat, what's going to happen? We see Psych Up coming out from the regular Alcremie there, so it is going to copy the defense change of that shiny Appletun there. So it's now at +1 defense. There's the Skull Bash doing massive damage to shiny Alcremie from that regular shiny Appletun there. Regular Appletun is going to go for Jaw Lock, which will be not very effective on the shiny Alcremie, but they're doubling in. Shiny Alcremie now less than half its max HP, so neither Pokemon can escape Appletun or shiny Alcremie, but of course that's irrelevant because none of these Pokemon can switch out anyway. Over to regular Alcremie to start the next turn off. What's it going to do here? It's going to go for a Jaw Lock of its own, which will be neutral on the shiny Appletun there, so everybody's trapped in the battle now, even though they can't run away. Great job there. Shiny Alcremie, though, is going to follow up on its partner's attack, and it's going to go for Petal Blizzard, which is going to be 4 times resisted by the Appletun team, but is going to do neutral damage to its partner. Good chunk of damage to its own partner, which is not good for Alcremie's success in this battle. Regular Appletun is going to go for Venoshock, which is going to be super effective on the regular Alcremie there. So a nice big chunk of damage, dropping it down to less than half its max HP, and over to shiny Appletun with the follow-up. What's it going to do here? It's going to go for Hex, which is going to land on the... Oh, again, they're doubling in on the regular Alcremie there, so a huge chunk of damage, dropping Alcremie down to 34 hit points. It's all Appletun right now. The Alcremie team is suffering a little bit at the moment. Over to regular Alcremie, see what it can do to respond. Going to go for Earth Power, which again is not going to be very effective on the Grass-type Appletun, so not a great deal of damage done, even with the special attack stat of that Alcremie. Over to shiny Alcremie. Remember, it's at +2 attack at the moment if it goes for a physical move. Goes for Freeze Dry, which isn't physical, but will be 4 times effective on that shiny Appletun there. Huge damage, takes it right out of the competition. My word. Never count a Pokemon out. My absolute word. The metronome giveth, the metronome taketh away. Here's the Cross Chop coming out, which will be resisted by Alcremie, by regular Alcremie from that regular Appletun there. So regular Alcremie is in the danger zone though. As a result, it's still looking good for Appletun, but just goes to show you an Ice-type move can be make or break for these Pokemon. Shiny Alcremie is getting ready, though. Geared up, going to go for Overheat, which, of course, is avoided there by the Appletun. I was going to say, of course, is neutral damage, but no damage at all. Flying Press, which will be super effective, though, coming out from the regular Alcremie there. Doesn't do a great deal of damage there. Did more damage than I thought it would do, but not a great deal of damage. Lucky it wasn't from the Alcremie with the +2 attack stat. We see Dragon Darts coming out from Appletun, but of course that's not going to affect the Fairy-type Alcremie team. So back to the drawing board for Appletun right now. Regular Alcremie, though, is ready to go. What's it going to do here? It's going to go for Fire Blast, which again will be neutral. It is going to land this time, and we see a great chunk of damage there to Appletun, and the burn as well, crippling the physical attack of that Appletun there. Now we see the shiny Alcremie, who is going to go for Petal Dance, which is going to be 4 times resisted. And it's going to lock itself into Petal Dance, though, which is dangerous for Appletun, because that means if Appletun doesn't heal itself this turn, it's going to get Petal Blizzard next turn. Goes for Cross Poison. Is it going to take out the shiny Alcremie there? Takes the regular Alcremie down. Probably a mistake right there. I would have personally, critical hit, I personally would have gone for the shiny Alcremie, because you've got to stop that Petal Blizzard. We're going to see burn damage from that on the Appletun there, putting it in a lot of danger. Will the Petal Blizzard on the next turn from the Alcremie that we know is coming, is that going to be enough? It's 4 times resisted, but is it going to be enough to take down Appletun? And it is! So round 1 goes to Alcremie. Appletun is on the back foot right now. It's got to try and turn things around, but what's it going to do here? It certainly needs to formulate some kind of a plan, because otherwise it's not going to survive to go to the semi-finals of MetroMania. So Alcremie certainly in a more comfortable position right now. It can take a win, it can take a loss. It's, you know, it's already got that 1 victory under its belt. Shiny Alcremie is starting things off for its team, and it's going to go for Withdraw and increase its defense stat by 1 stage. So playing it safe to start off with, never a bad idea. Build up your stats at the start of the battle and then go hammer at the end of the battle. Regular Alcremie, though, is going to go for Magic Room, which is a completely wasted turn, and it does absolutely nothing in this battle because it makes held items lose their effect, and there's no held items. So very unfortunate there. Here comes the regular Appletun, though. What's it going to do? It's going to go for Brine, which is going to be some neutral damage there onto that shiny Alcremie. Not a great deal of damage. Would have done more damage if Alcremie would have been at less than half its max HP, but, you know, we've got to get there yet. Here we see a Thunderbolt, though, coming out from shiny Appletun onto the shiny Alcremie. They're doubling in once again. A great chunk of shiny Alcremie's HP has gone as a result of that onslaught from the 2 Appletun there. And now it's time for regular Alcremie. It's going to go for Horn Drill, which is avoided by Appletun. That, of course, would have been a 1-hit knockout. So Alcremie going for the big guns right there. Here we see a 4 times resisted Scold coming out from shiny Alcremie, but may get a burn on that regular Appletun there, just like in the previous battle, and it does get the burn. So Appletun's regular Appletun's physical attacks are going to be halved in power. Now we see Baton Pass, which is a waste of a turn from the shiny Appletun there. Now over to the burned regular Appletun. What will it do here? Going to go for Body Slam, which is going to be half the damage it would normally deal because of that burn. Does a nice chunk of damage there to the regular Alcremie, and does get the Paralysis, which will help the Appletun team here, because of course Paralysis is going to potentially stop that Alcremie from being able to use the Metronome and land a move. But I guess we'll see as we go on. Shiny Alcremie, though, is now technically the faster of the 2 on its side, so it's going to go for Venoshock, which is going to be super effective on the grass type regular Appletun there. A huge chunk of damage, dropping it down to less than half its max HP. Now it's over to regular Appletun. So now that paralyzed Alcremie is now the slowest thing on the field. We see Sweet Kiss is avoided by shiny Alcremie. Over to shiny Appletun to follow up on its partner's mistake there. Goes for Venom Drench. That is going to fail. And now the regular Alcremie, who ignores the paralysis, is going to go for a move. What's it going to do? Going to go for Parting Shot. Of course, it won't leave the battlefield, but it is going to drop the attack and special attack of that Appletun down 1 stage. Regular Appletun now burned and at -1 attack and at -1 special attack, so it's not going to be able to deal a great amount of damage here in this battle. Shiny Appletun's going to have to put in a lot of work for the rest of this battle if it wants to try and equalize. Shiny Alcremie is going for Stun Spore, doesn't affect grass-type Pokemon, so that's not going to land on the shiny Appletun there, who is going to reply, though, with Curse. So it's going to raise its attack and defense by 1 stage and lower its speed by 1 stage. Of course, speed is not really its wheelhouse anyway, so the attack increase and the defense increase is going to be very much welcomed by that shiny Appletun there. Now it's over to the regular Appletun. Remember, it is currently suffering with a burn, and it's going to go for Reflect and increase the team's defense against physical moves for about 5 turns, I believe. So that is going to pay dividends for that team. Regular Alcremie is paralyzed, though, cannot move, and of course the burn damage on the regular Appletun is going to take effect as well. as we see the shiny Alcremie is going to start off the next turn. What's it got on its mind here? What's it going to do? Going to go for low sweep for some neutral damage there onto the regular Appletun. Of course, regular Appletun doesn't really weigh that much, so it's not going to do a lot of damage. And down goes the speed, though, one stage. Here comes the regular Alcremie, who is going to go for Pluck, which will be super effective. It's a flying type move. Great chunk of damage there to that regular Appletun. Put it in, like, probably 2 burns range of that of HP. Shiny Appletun is going to go for minimize and increase its evasiveness. It's probably going to be on its own in a minute, so increased evasiveness is definitely going to be a godsend for it. So now it's over to the regular Appletun to try and muster, maybe heal itself or try and muster some kind of offense. Goes for Psychic Terrain. Honestly, don't really know if that's going to have that much benefit on this battle, but sure, go for Psychic Terrain. Of course, you're about to take some burn damage, but not before the regular Alcremie gets to move. Oh, there's the burn damage. So the regular Alcremie did get to move because of that speed drop, of course. Magic Room has worn off for what it's worth, for those who are wondering. And now it's time to see, can that Appletun survive the next turn? It's in a very, very difficult situation. Shiny Alcremie is ready to go, though. What's it going to do? It's going to go for Revenge onto which of the Appletun there? Onto the shiny Appletun. Could have got an easy knockout on the regular Appletun, potentially, but elected not to go for it. Regular Alcremie is going to go for Synthesis and increase its HP. I believe it's in range, yeah, of increasing its HP back up to maximum. Only lost 20 hit points of damage throughout this battle, so just healing itself back up to full, just to give it a little bit of longevity there. And here is the shiny Appletun, who is going to go for Brutal Swing, which I think might take its partner out. It's resisted by the Alcremie team. It does take down its own partner, so that's probably not a smart play. I mean, if I was a betting man right now, I'd be saying that Alcremie is going to the semi-finals. My word, that's not good for Appletun right now. What's going to happen here? Okay, so shiny Alcremie probably feels quite confident right now. It's going to go for Aqua Ring and guarantee its HP gets restored at the end of each turn, just that little bit. I believe it's an 8th or a 16th. Let me know in the comments. You love correcting me, so I'm giving you the beautiful opportunity. Here's Mist from the regular Alcremie, going to shroud its team in Mist there. And over to Appletun, I guess, to try and do something. Shiny Appletun needs a miracle right now. It's a sitting duck on its own. Going for Disable, though, onto which of the Alcremie? Onto the shiny Alcremie. So Disable means that Alcremie can't use Metronome and is going to be forced to use Struggle. We haven't seen this tactic in a long, long time, but it's a great tactic because, of course, Struggle gives 25% of your max HP as recoil damage. Here we see it, shiny Alcremie. How much damage is Struggle even going to do with Alcremie's attack stat? Not much is the answer, but huge damage to itself, so it's probably going to knock itself out with recoil damage. The regular Alcremie is paralyzed, so can't move. We see Iron Head, which is super effective, coming out from the Appletun onto that regular Alcremie, bringing it down to 17 hit points. It's in the danger zone. There's the Aqua Ring for what it's worth on the shiny Alcremie. The Reflect has worn off the Appletun side, but this Appletun is going hell for leather on its own. Shiny Alcremie, once again, with no moves left, going for that Struggle. And it's doing huge damage. If it struggles again, if Disable doesn't wear off, then it's going to knock itself out next turn. Flower Shield coming out from the regular Alcremie there. That only affects Grass-type Pokemon, which means you're going to increase which stat? The defense stat, one stage of shiny Appletun. You've given shiny Appletun a bit of an advantage right there. What's it going to do here? Going to go for Hyper Voice, which is going to hit both the Alcremie here, who are both in the danger zone, and Appletun has equalized. That was an incredible showing right at the end. One Appletun just took out both Alcremie. That was fantastic strategy right there. The Appletun team back on the field must be feeling like $1 million right now. Either team could be going to the semi-final. We don't know their opponent. We're going to find out their opponent next week when Dragapult takes on Hatterene. But right now, either of these Pokemon could be going to the semi-finals. This has been absolutely amazing. Here comes the shiny... Oh, Glare to start off with from shiny Alcremie. Going to paralyze which of the Appletun? The regular Appletun there from the get-go. I imagine that Appleton's just happy it's not going to be burned this battle now. That's guaranteed. Here we see the regular Alcremie going for Night Daze for some neutral damage onto which of the Appletun there? Onto the shiny Appletun. Great chunk of damage, though. Testament to the special attack of Alcremie, which is nothing to scoff at. We see Trick Room from the shiny Appletun there, so the slowest Pokemon on the field, which is the Appletun team, is now going to move first after this turn. Oh, regular Appletun fully paralyzed. can't make a move. Very unfortunate, but the Appletun team's going to get an opportunity to move. Oh, but it's paralyzed once again. That's so unfortunate for regular Appletun. It hasn't been able to use a move yet in this battle on 2 turns. We see Mud Slap coming out from shiny Appletun onto that shiny Alcremie there, dropping its accuracy by 1 stage as well. Now we see the regular Alcremie. What's it going to do here? What's on its mind? Alcremie certainly in the driver's seat right now. Goes for a low kick onto the regular Appletun there for a little bit of chip damage there. That poor Appletun that's not been able to move yet. We see Super Fang coming out, but it's avoided. The accuracy drop definitely affected that shiny Alcremie there, so no Super Fang for the Appletun team in this battle. It's not going to be affected by it. Oh my word. 3 turns of paralysis for regular Appletun. Over to shiny Appletun to try and do something for its team. Goes for Water Pledge for some neutral damage onto the regular Alcremie there. A nice chunk of damage from the shiny Appletun there, and now it's over to shiny Alcremie to go for charge. It's going to increase its special defense stat there. Not a bad play at all. Increase those defenses, especially while you're getting so many opportunities because of that paralysis. And now regular Alcremie is going to gear up, get ready for a move, and go for Vacuum Wave, which is going to do some neutral fighting type damage onto that sitting duck of an Appletun right now, who is just sitting there completely paralyzed, unable to do anything. It finally shakes off the paralysis and is able to go for a move. What's it going to do here? Goes for Hyper Voice, which won the previous round for the Appletun team. So a little bit of damage there. Did more damage, of course, to the regular Alcremie because the shiny Alcremie has increased special defense because of the charge earlier. We see Thrash coming out from the shiny Appletun there for a great chunk of damage there. And, of course, it's locked into Thrash for 2 to 3 turns. So the Alcremie team needs to be careful. It needs to be aware. We see Octolock coming out from the shiny Alcremie, which is a great play because it stops opponents from switching out, which is irrelevant in this battle, but it also reduces the defense and special defense of the opponent by 1 stage at the end of each turn. So that's a great play there by Alcremie to build up some power. We see Thrash coming out from Alcremie. Turnabout is fair play onto the regular Appletun there. Not doing a great deal of damage though, but does get a defense. Oh, sorry, I was about to say the defense drop and the special defense drop from the Octolock coming into effect there. So that is going to help the Alcremie team's Thrash do a little bit more damage. Here's the regular Appletun, who is ignoring the paralysis. Gonna go for cut though onto the regular Alcremie there. Wow, critical hit, takes down. So no more Thrash from that Alcremie because it is out of contention. My word, of course, we know shiny Appletun is locked into Thrash right now, so we know that's going to do a huge chunk of damage. The Thrash has ended. Lucky for the shiny Alcremie, the Thrash has ended, and of course that leaves shiny Appletun confused. Here's shiny Alcremie though on its own. It's going to go for a Razor Leaf, 4 times resisted by the Appletun team though. So not a lot of damage at all on those 2 Appletun. But there's the defense and special defense dropping by 1 stage apiece. Again, that Appletun is now at -2 defense, -2 special defense. So it really can't afford to be hit by anything at the moment because of that Octolock. And that's going to keep going as well. Shiny Alcremie is ready. And oh, the Trick Room's worn off. So shiny Alcremie is going to go for Ice Shard. Oh my word. 4 times effective. -2 defense on that Appletun. It had absolutely no prayer right there. That's so unfortunate for the Trick Room ending right there. Here's the shiny Appletun, who is confused. Is it going to hit itself? No, it's going to shake that confusion right off. And what's it going to go for? Going to go for Infestation, which is a fantastic play right there. That's going to do consistent damage to Alcremie at the end of each turn, which is a great play. There we see it. There's the Infestation damage, taking it from 62 to 45, which is a drop of 17 damage, which I believe is like no, I don't know. Maths is terrible. Ignore me. Spikes is a wasted turn by shiny Alcremie. So that's very, very unfortunate for the Alcremie team right there. Shiny Appletun sees an opportunity though. What's it going to go for? Going to go for Dragon Darts. That is going to be completely useless against shiny Alcremie. Although this infestation damage is basically guaranteeing victory for shiny Appletun unless Alcremie can figure something out. Unless Alcremie can do something absolutely incredible, then the Appletun team is going through. Thunderfang is going to be 4 times resisted, so not a lot of damage there at all. Now shiny Appletun has an opening. I mean, the infestation damage may take care of Alcremie. Goes for Mega Punch. Is that going to be enough? It's going to land, and it takes down Alcremie, and Appletun has turned this around 2-1 and is going to the semi-finals. Congratulations to the Appletun team. I'm shocked that they're even making it this far, but it's fantastic to see them trying. Now that first round battle went the way I expected all 3 battles to go. I expected Alcremie to just absolutely wipe the floor with Appletun. I don't know why, I just had it in my mind that Appletun was going to be an easy road on the way to the semi-finals for Alcremie, and it just wasn't, was it? Appletun in the second round with Disable on one Alcremie, Iron Head on the other, and then Hyper Voice to polish them both off was absolutely beautiful. And then the combination of Thrash and Mega Punch in that final round was just absolutely godly. So bravo, round of applause for Appletun. I didn't expect you to go this far. I really didn't. Now, of course, Appletun will be in our second semi-final in a couple of weeks' time, but it still needs an opponent, and we'll find that opponent out next week when Dragapult takes on Hatterene. So that'll do it for another episode of Metromania. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you're new, hit subscribe button. Please share the series with as many people as you can. If you want to support the channel like these lovely people down here do, pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainLiam. And to save money on G Fuel, use code ACE. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.